Well, hello, creatives, community, and kind folks out there. It's RPG with DBJ, and today's Tuesday, blow off week. Oh man, we had a really good session yesterday. Of course, we always default to the positive, the uplifting, the very intelligent discourse amongst us. I don't think we really get into the deep and nitty gritty of just being negative and being hateful and stuff. But that's us, right? Here with the RPG with DBJ, we're taking the opportunity to talk about all those pet peeves, the things that something just hits us the wrong way in the RPG community. And sorry, I know this happens to be this week and next week happens to be the time change. So for all of you, well, hell, here in the States and across the pond and everywhere in between, sorry about that. Not sure what to tell you. It's just going to be a little confusing for this week and next week and such. But while I do this preamble, I just want to let you know that this Saturday, November 3rd, 6 a.m. my time, Eastern Standard Time. So essentially, the exact same time this live stream is taking place, I will be doing a panel on cinematic environs for Con Plus One. You can go to Con Plus. All that information is down below in the video, and I will be doing a panel on how to use the third pillar of gaming, the third pillar, the ignored pillar, basically. Yeah. Scott Post says, "Sweet. I think that will move this to my 4 a.m." Yeah, you know what? It's hell that we kind of talked about that yesterday. Like, you know what? Like daylight savings time or whichever way you want to call it is just annoying as all hell, and is rather idiotic. You know, as human beings, it's far easier for us human beings to just change our time than to start changing clocks everywhere. But whatever, it's a thing. It's a lowest common denominator thing, right? You know, well, if you fool everyone, everyone's going to believe it. You know, instead of humanity just going, hey, everybody, you know, why don't we just wake up an hour earlier or sleep an hour later? Fat Ninja DM, Scott Poe, what's going on? Rickard, what's going on there? So, all right, let's get into it. You know, yesterday we brought up some subjects, and I thought I'd go into them. And honestly, one of the things is kind of a little bit of annoyance, and it's funny about human beings' perceptions and stuff. I put a kitten and boobs on a thumbnail yesterday, and like damn near twice as many people hit the video just to see what was going on, even though I literally put on top of the video, although you couldn't really see it. I did that on purpose, that it was like I put clickbait and the things you hate. So I specifically put on it like it's clickbait, guys. Like, really, like, you don't need to click it, but whatever. I mean, it's just human nature. I mean, I suppose if I lowered my standards and, like, you know, start putting like bikini chicks all over the thumbnails to get people to click onto it to check out what we're into, yeah, that would just be real clickbaitish of me. I mean, I'd get a lot of views and a lot of like you know, middle fingers, I'm sure, attached to it, but whatever. It's crazy. But anyway, also we brought up the fact of like ketotic. I hope I'm pronouncing the name. Yeah, Vincent shines his clickbait works. Yeah, it's. I was just like, what foolish, idiotic thumbnail could I make? And I just like threw a bunch of like really dumb images together with some bright colors, and like, you know, like you kind of have to kind of like look a little close to read it a little bit, kind of like to draw you in, like to do like a double take or something. It's just yeah. Vince says, so it's simple as that. Clickbait works. Nobody would use it otherwise. I agree. Scott, the fourth pillar is advertising. Yeah. Hey, what's going on, Prue? Yeah, I just it's not my thing, but I thought I would like it. It's an annoyance because, you know what I mean? Like, you get online maybe you're searching for like YouTube or channels, or you get those like this is recommended for you lists when you're looking at on your YouTube channel, and invariably like a lot of those titles have like the bright red or like the big circle with an arrow pointing to it, and you know it'll be top 5 reasons why you're doing it wrong, or the best builds ever, or advice you absolutely positively must follow, or the rules you're using wrong, or something like that. And I get it, but it's either the individual doing it is specifically trying to drum up like drama, like yeah, I'm going to say these things to get you mad, or they really aren't into the drama, but they have to use the clickbait to draw you, to draw you into it. And I don't know. I guess I'm just anti drama, but I thought I'd have some wrong. Yeah, you've been doing this wrong. Yeah, I absolutely do. Dev, I'm sorry. Dev, hey, what's going on? Yeah, you've been doing this wrong. Rules you've never used. There's other, this build is the best for barbarians, or things like that. Now you could get the little side note things too, but of course, if you put a bunch of images on there that are like really bizarre, like you'll have somebody like screaming, or a big giant circle with an arrow pointing to some like bizarre someone's shoulder or their throat or something, and you're just like, why is that on there? And then of course, whoop, you go click it, and you're just like, there's nothing about in this video about whatever was on that image. Stupid. What is it? Mojo. Mojo does that all the time, right? All the top 10 and then fill in the blank videos. You know what I mean? Yeah, the internet is going crazy for this. This one DM tip: doctors want you to know this simple player hack. Exactly, right? Doctors want you to know this player tip. Oh, I've got to take that. I've got to use that. Oh man, 5 out of 4 doctors say this player tip will cure your. You know what I mean? Oh, clickbait works to pull people in, but if there's no content, they won't stick around. Yeah, BuzzFeed does that. There's a ton of websites out. I mean, producers out there that produce material that it's constant, like, overflow. Yeah, and I find that that annoying. And as a matter of fact, of course, we were talking about role-playing games, right? Clickbait annoyance. And I'm not sure if we as a society are like flowing, our behavior with each other is flowing into clickbait ability. But one of my pet peeves are the players that they specifically play like stereotypes, or they play Azala, what's going on? They play a type of character for the simple purpose of pushing other people's buttons, right? The guy who shows up at the table that wants to play I don't know, the sex fiend when there's a lady at the table, or the guy who's at the table who wants to play like the bully, who wants to bully around the other players, not necessarily to, hey, I just want to play something different, but it's like, hey, I purposely want to be the asshat at the table for no other reason than to just get under people's skin, and that I don't understand where that person comes from. Like, why do you want to be the contrarian, the person who sticks out of the crowd, the whack-a-mole, and the person who wants to stick their head up and get whacked down, and then wonder why everybody wants to reach over and rip up your character sheet and kick you the hell out the table? I just don't get that. I understand. Like for Vincent says they use human psychology to make you feel something. Yeah, feel whether it's jealousy or anger or envy, with the clickbait things, right? It's, I don't look that good, I'm going to click it, or they just made me feel stupid, I'm going to click it, or I know better than what they're thinking and I'm going to click it. And that's why the video yesterday got so many clicks. I mean, it doubled the clicks because zero in on the boobs and got a big arrow and a little kitten on the side, and it's just like, what? Come on, we're better than that. We're Zala says roommate clogged the toilet before he left for work, had to unclog it during a very bad time. I would suggest that the bad time was unclogging the toilet, although combining that with another bad time that's pretty bad. Zala says I've got so many stories about the man child. Yeah, we know as role players how important role playing is and people are realizing that the psychological development of people who are suffering from very, very minor to extremely major psychological conditions, that role playing helps them out, right? Psychiatrists and psychologists, and there's plenty of studies with college campuses and hospitals and teachers and social workers and everything understand the importance of role playing, and not just role playing games. I'm just saying role playing in general. And we do it for fun, right? It's like a pastime, but sometimes I feel like people are coming to the table to exercise their demons, and it's like, whoa, like, please, could you take up another habit like alcoholism or drug addiction, because you're letting all your demons out of the table, and it's not fun for me, right? Like, and I'm not advocating that. Woo, somebody will make a meme out of that. I'm not advocating that. I'm just saying, like, sometimes you just look at the person and you just shake your head like, really? Like, you brought that to this table now? Like, whoa, we could have had a 15-minute talking. You could have blown off steam before, ruining my 4 hours with your man-child antics. Like, whoa, like, you do realize you're actually smarter than that. Like, you don't have to play it, an immature child at the table, whether it's like, you're pouting because things aren't going your way. You're still in the spotlight. You want to make a build that absolutely positively makes it unfun for everybody else. I mean, that's just crazy. Prue says, oh my God, I was late to hear that the comical clickbait works so well. Now I'm all mad. Yeah, Prue, I wasn't trying to offend anyone, or rather, no, let me take that back. My intention was to make a thumbnail that was offensive to everybody, and I threw up some of the other the thumbnails that I've been working on in the Discord, and they're all absolutely obnoxious. I think this one's going to be like the 8.3 things you're doing wrong because reasons, like just with some kind of face in it and everything, and a big red D&D thing, just something to have people go, what the hell? 8.3 reasons, what? Which should just tell you, it's just completely foolish, but whatever. We'll see. I would put the thumbnail up first because there's a way for me to stream using YouTube Live with my camera, but it makes that funky little like digital hash in the video. So I'm not sure why Hangouts is better or probably more stable than actually going directly through YouTube. So at least from this end, you get that like TV fuzz, which I thought didn't exist since like the 80s or something with the rabbit ears. But I would when we're done, of course the thumbnail will go up and it'll just be completely obnoxious. Prue says, I mean, there was a kitten which might work on me. Yeah, I had to throw in the kitten. Although, it's absolutely, sorry. Had to throw a kitten in there. Yeah, one of the thumbnails I have something like, all this can be yours. I threw like a sports car and some money, a gun, a woman on a beach in a bikini, a kitten in there. Some other it's just so stupid. Yeah. Oh, Gnu, what's up? Hey, what's going on? Yeah, just letting off steam, just talking about stuff, just things that annoy us, talking about man children, people going off. Hell, just even the idea of what kind of annoys me a little bit too is, and I get it, I get it, is the rules lawyer arguments, right? You're doing it wrong because it needs to be done this way, and you need to read the book. And the thing is that even with the rules, the way you play the game has a huge impact on how you use the rules. I'll give you a perfect example, right? And strangely enough, this one comes from DFC, Dawn Forgecast, and he's like, he had long time ago, he did a video on you're doing the shield spell wrong, but yeah, it was clickbaity. It was definitely clickbaity. But the point was, at my table, we might roll all of our dice out front, right? So if you guys are familiar with Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition and many of the other editions, there's a spell called the shield spell, and you get to react with the shield spell, and it adds to your armor class. I think it adds like +5 to your armor class or something, right? So somebody goes to hit you, you have an armor class of 12, and the enemy rolls a 14. Boom, you're hit. And you go, no, I'm going to use my shield spell and add 5 to my armor class, turning it from 12 to 17, which means that the enemy, which rolled a 14, is ineffective. They didn't really miss. It's ineffective. It's right. It's effectiveness or ineffectiveness. So boom, it clashes off your shield because just as you're being struck, however you want to describe it, energy covers your skin, or your skin turns black because you're using shadow magic, or it deflects off of an energy field because you're using some kind of like psychic power, or the axe, there's a electrical discharge as it gets ready to strike you because your character is based around electricity. Yeah, I'm being flavorful, right? So you use the shield spell. So my thing is, but if the game master's rolling behind a screen, you can't use the spell because you have to guess whether they actually what die roll was used to successfully strike you. So the game master goes, the orc goes to strike you. Your armor class is 12, and boom, he strikes you in the chest with his axe. And the spellcaster goes, okay, I'm going to use shield spell. And it +5, and the game master lifts up the screen and goes, you use your shield spell, and boom, he strikes you before your shield spell is erected because he rolled a 19. You know what I mean? Like it depends, right? The effectiveness of that spell is based on how your table is used, and people want to argue about those rules, but it's like, you know what? Maybe that works at your table, it doesn't work here. We don't play that way. You know, we use, I'm just making an example, like our critical hits are different. We do max damage plus you roll. We don't do that at your table. Or we use critical hits and fumbles. You know, when you roll a 1, it's a critical fumble, and when you roll 20, it's a critical hit. We do that for all of our D20 rolls. We don't do that. You know, your table doesn't do that, so you can't argue what we do. You know, you can't tell us we're wrong. Metagaming, oh my God, yeah, metagaming, and how some people simply hate it with a passion. Zalo says, "Oh yeah, I was supposed to come on today." You can't. 2/3 of the way in. That's when I'm posting the link up. But yeah, metagaming. Even the thing is that we always tend, like, metagaming, power gaming. What are some of rules lawyering and all those kind of things? Those they have negative connotations because the individuals. Sorry, let's look at the chat. The way people are using them, they're already a-holes, and they're just using those to manipulate what's going on. Metagaming isn't a bad thing. It depends on how you use it. Don't split the party is metagaming. Follow the plot is metagaming. We only have 2.5 hours to role play, so let's tie it up. Like, that's metagaming. That's an outside thing. Like, hey, we all know we only have a limited time to play, so we're just going to move the energy forward. We're going to move the plot forward. That's a metagaming decision, right? All of us, you know, sticking together like Scooby-Doo in the Scooby van, walking around a haunted mansion. Like, that may not make sense, but we do it because we know splitting the party means, oh man, that means my activity is going to be reduced down to 25% of my interaction with people. I better stick around with everyone, right? It's a metagaming thing. Trolls are vulnerable to fire. I mean, you could claim that's metagaming, although I would argue that like all the vampiric limitations are part and parcel of culture within a setting. So I wouldn't claim that's metagaming. I guess it's based on your thing. Prue brings up videos from about how to RP women. Hello, we're fellow people. Exactly. Like, yeah. That's why I laughed in the chat. It was just like, yeah, here's how to role play a woman. Role play. You know, I don't know why people, I guess it's like if you want a video on how to role play being a comical stereotype or an offensive portrayal, I suppose. Otherwise, just role play. How about that? How about we do that? Gnu says, my players are now among it says a little thing. We're now the infinite backpack, and I honestly think I might have to add encumbrance. Abusing the infinite backpack. Yeah. Hey, we're not going to use encumbrance, and all the players are like, sweet. I'm going to stick a castle in there, and 3 cows, and a goat, and Vincent says videos on about how to play with women because it's so hard to act normal towards someone. Yeah, just said abusing. Yeah. Yeah. I need to watch a video on how to portray myself in a social interaction talking with another human being because I somehow forgot how to do that. You know, oh man. I mean, it's amusing, but it's kind of sad too. It's like when television comes up with those random news reports on like how to tell people to like don't just blindly trust people online. And I'm going, how long have we had these devices in our pockets and you don't just invite random people to like your house and give out your personal information? Like we all, not only should we all know that, like why wouldn't we know that, right? Like why do you have to tell people that? You know, if you overly eat or drink and fill in the blank, you'll get sick. Yeah. Or Prue says, you know, in air quotes, how to play a black dude, how to play a Native American. Like, yeah, like here's how. Play yourself or play just a normal human being with regular normal human desires and wants, and then describe your character and how they look. That's how you play it, right? It's just, oh my goodness. Oh man. Zala says, next we need videos on how to portray the shorter folks so we're not offending real life dwarves. Oh man. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you guys are being offensive to me. I'm on Prilosec, and you guys are offensive to people with heartburn. You're not portraying someone with heartburn correctly. It's like, really? Come on. But I mean, hell, at least how long did it take us to get past the chainmail bikini phase? It was like 20 years before it was like, this doesn't seem right. You know, and I mean, it's still prevalent, but I'm saying like a giant majority of the role-playing community is just like, yeah, it's salacious and like titillating and stuff, but it doesn't make any sense that, you know, chainmail bikinis. Like, okay, we're fine. So we're past that. And then now we've got the people who are just like I don't know, triggered and offended by the dumbest things. And you know what? We were supposed to be the community that embraced all the leftover people, right? Like we were supposed to be the geeky kids. We're the ones that are like, hey, you don't fit in, come, arm around the shoulder, you're our best friend now. You know what I mean? Like how it is that we can just we are far too smart to understand that human psychology is that we like to break up into tribes. Like we know that. our collective brain power in a convention could like power the world, and yet we still fall into these stupid ass tropes. Um, Azala says, "We don't want the chainmail bikini. All right, let them just be naked, and everyone wins." Yeah, yeah, right. Oh man, I love the images of the guys dressed or in positions women are normally drawn in. There is a comic. Um, okay, there's a comic book character Hawkeye wears purple outfit, not like the movie Hawk. It is the movie Hawkeye, but this Hawkeye in the comic books wears purple with like the purple mask and the bow and arrow and stuff. And there's a ton of images of Hawkeye being drawn how other female characters are drawn in comic books. It's so hilarious. It's so hilarious with like with the ass out and like he's like looking over his shoulder and his back is contorted and stuff. And oh man, it's hilarious. Yeah. So I was like, draw me like one of your French girls. Oh yeah. But yeah, that's just God, that's annoying. And you know, I get that maybe there's a lot of new players, and especially when you're young. When you're young, everything is titillating, right? You know, male, female, in between. Like you're just like it's the expressing the rage and the anger and the angst and all that kind of stuff. It's just crazy. Yeah. Gnu says, I try to keep my games pretty sexless, but every once in a while, the party goes to an end and I mention there's a barmaid, and all of a sudden the entire party's trying to bang. You know what? That's annoying too. Like the whole like, is there like a low impulse control thing going on about that with the uh the barmaid and the you know bustier and the massive cleavage and whatnot. I mean, it's cool. It's like, why is it we don't have the control to accept the fact that, you know, there are people who are attractive in our society, or at least want to dress in a manner that they know gives, you know, like, hey, I want to dress in my best uniform, or if they're cosplaying, like, I want to, you know, this is the once a year opportunity for me to like really break out of my shell and become someone that I'm not normally, because I'm normally like, you know, introvert. And I want to be an extrovert and just kind of look sexy, whatever. Why is it we can't appreciate it in a respectful manner, right? Like, most of us are pretty damn near like dogs, right? Like we don't look like much, and that doesn't give us, the majority of us doesn't give us the right to abuse the essentially minority section of people who might on a few occasions, you know, look attractive. You can just give someone a compliment and keep on moving, right? There's a no touch rule. Like, why do we have conventions where they actually have to have moderators going around to warn people not to touch other people? Like, really? Like, you've got to be told not to touch other people's asses or say rude and demeaning things to people. Like, just tell someone like, wow, that outfit looks really, really good on you. Or you did a really good job. Or that, you know, that's a really sexy outfit. Like, you're really portraying good, you know, good on you. And then keep on going. Whatever, man. Wow. Who says I'm going to need to read that? Yeah, Prue says, imagine being that barmaid. Imagine the pace she has to have. Oh man, like, yeah. I mean, but you know, it's the I've got to work in this. Here come the adventurers walking in through the doors again. You know, she's rolling her eyes, trying to like, you know, straighten the backbone. Like, all right, here we go again. I bet the dwarf and the elf's going to reach around and grab my ass one more time. All right, here. Hi, fellas, how are you doing? You know, and it just playing into that, like, here goes the low self impulse. Yeah. And Vince says, I got 20 ranks in seduction. Oh man, that character. Yeah, I'm playing a bard, so that means I have to try to seduce everything in a comedic yet base level intention. You know what I mean? It's weird. Solid says it's like the whole thing about women showing their ankles. Keep everything covered. Then the slightest skin shown is a big deal, but spend time with a bunch of naked people, then it's boring. Yeah, exactly. It's like the thing is, we as a community of role players are smart enough to know that on a base level there is a reason why certain things elicit a base reaction in us, right? I mean, there is a reason why the exposure of skin when people are covered up um, gets us excited or whatever. You see a piece of artwork or something like that. I mean, there's a reason for it. It draws us in. It's designed. Our brains, base brains, are designed that way. But we know this already. We're not stupid. we we we're role players, for God's sake. We read books that involve math and science and history and tons of reading. Who the hell, how many people choose on their own to buy books that are like dictionaries and buy them to read them? Like, why would we do this? Because we're intelligent. Like, we don't need to bring ourselves down to the lowest common denominator with other individuals and not understand that we're driving those people away. We're driving the woman that you're womanizing at the table, or saying rude comments to, or getting online and like blasting people for wanting to include women or people of a different gender or whatever into your game, and you're blasting them online. It's like, don't you realize that your words are driving away the very individuals that are going to keep your hobby alive? The only reason that the hobby is going to exist, let's go back. The best thank you is money, right? If you can't, I mean, yes, there's thanks for comments. I love them. Thanks for what you do, having fans, getting online, watching people's videos, commenting on their posts and stuff. That's awesome. But if you really want to thank a business, it's money. You want a movie studio to make more movies, it's money. You want books to continue to be created because you like the creators, money. And unfortunately, that's the case because that's how you vote. You vote with your wallets. If no one buys it, probably not going to see it again, or not anytime soon. Everyone votes with their wallets and buys it up. Chances are you're going to see a good product. Hopefully, you'll see a good product, and those individuals involved in it go, wow, everyone likes this. Let's keep doing it. And when you drive away those people, one bad comment, dollar bill, y'all. Hey, Zamat. When you drive away people, one brutal, salacious, like just racist, sexist comment online, someone sees that and they go, I'm not getting involved in that community. Click. I'm never playing Dungeons and Dragons. Click. And when they leave, they're taking their money with them. They're taking their votes. They're taking their energy away. And all of a sudden everyone's like, well, why is WotC shutting their doors? Why aren't they putting out enough books? Why isn't the quality better? Well, the quality's not there because they can't multiply their staff members by 5 because they don't have enough people buying the books, because they don't have a big enough group, because those that are in the know are driving away, new players or players who want to feel like they're accepted into the society. You know what I mean? It's crazy. But I mean, there's plenty of other things. We always devolve down. Well, me always devolve down to these larger social issues and whatnot. I'm sorry. I really mean I didn't really mean that. I really wanted to start out with the absurdity of like, clickbaitisms and this idea that there's like, yeah, Azala says we do it too, DBJ. Yeah, we do. We all do. But it's just this idea that, like, why is it that we feel like we want to be drawn to the extremes, right? Because in many ways, that's what the clickbait does. It's there's some kind of image or words or whatever, and there's this extreme. It runs to the extreme, right? The top 10 things we hate, or top 5, best pieces of advice ever, or what have you. And then we go and click it, and is that really the top 5? Let me go click it. Well, chances are it probably won't be, because there would be theoretically, there's no way somebody would ever be able to come up with like the top 5 pieces of advice for role playing, because they would have to take a survey of everyone. And since everyone can't agree, it's basically like my top 5, right? It's my top 5, but you don't have to use it. But my top 5 doesn't work. It has to be, these are the best ever, period. Yeah, extreme also equals potentially dangerous, was what Vince says. And of course, and it does offend us intelligent types too when we see those things. We want to click on it because we're like, oh my God, is this person spouting some kind of some vitriol? I'm going to click it and see what they have to say, and get ourselves all energized, drummed up to get ready to hate it. So we click it, and then half the time people don't even click it. They just go thumbs down, boom, thumbs down. Oh, I hate that. What do you have to say? Oh yeah, Scott Post's magazines began that listing trend and catchy article titles on their covers. How about like the ladies magazines that say things like top 10 things your man wants you to do in bed, and then on the men's magazines it's like 3 exercises that will absolutely change your lifestyle and your body or something, right? It's the easy makeup tips that will absolutely blow you away, or eat these 3 superfoods and it'll change your life or something. And you're just like, drinking orange juice will increase your sugar levels, and you're just like, wait, what? That doesn't, wait, what? Yeah. Prue says blah blah reacts to blah blah is big at the moment, it seems. Yeah. Oh man, people love the drama. And yeah, look, I get it. I get it. Like I get I've gotten criticized on having these long forms, like these live broadcasts, which I am considering doing shorter videos. I'm thinking of calling them verbal components. But yeah, I'm thinking about doing like shorter videos to coincide with some of these longer ones. But yeah, I've gotten people who are just like, oh man, I like your videos, but it goes on too long. And I get people don't have the time, but like if you've got if your attention span is somehow like 10 minutes long, like whoa, maybe that's not my fault, Zala says, there was a study that women who read those magazines often have the worst self-esteem when it comes to their bodies. Right? I mean, it's weird to say, but I'm thinking like this is a backwards compliment on my part, but it's like, I look around my life and I'm like, I have a feeling that most women don't realize that they are as beautiful as they think they are. Like I'll see somebody and go, yeah, somebody needs to tell them that they're gorgeous, because society wouldn't consider them to be that way, but damn, you know what I mean? It's just like Prue says verbal components is a cool name. Thank you. I wasn't sure if it was even taken. I should have did some Google foo. But yeah, 5 to 10 minute videos I'm probably going to do in conjunction with the videos that I already do. It won't be the exact same thing. Like I won't be rehashing what I'm doing, but I don't know, maybe it'll draw some more attention. I definitely don't want to do clickbaity thumbnails. I'm putting them together, and in my head I'm just going, oh my God, I feel dirty. It's just, it's cute for like 30 seconds, and then afterwards it God, it just rubs me the wrong way. I mean, I had fun doing it. It's just I just couldn't be that person. Like I'd have to check my humanity at the door. Like, okay, hold on, gonna have to put this down, put my soul down, go in. um, oh man. Oh yeah. Also, time to drop that link. Yeah, yeah. Zymox says there's a bit of another issue. Some of the terrible portrayals of women and women. Oh my God. Yeah, just some of the some of the way that some guys role play women for some reason is just so obnoxious. It's crazy, 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 crazy. All right, let me go get this link. Let's go and copy. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, are you Beachbody ready? Yeah, yeah, fatty. You fatty. Yeah. Oh my God. I'm just like you. I'm thinking like you do realize most of us are like uh not like none of us are perfect. I honestly, it's like the imperfections are the things that make us who we are. I just, yeah, I don't get it. Um, so I'm about to drop the link into the Discord. If anyone would like to join in, if you got a microphone and or um, bam, paste in, boom, there you go, guys. Let's see if anyone jumps on in. Sorry, just go. I had to pop out of the chat for a minute. Oh, there we go. Zybox says, "No, I'm winter body ready."
Hi.
Hey, what's going on, Zala? Oh man, that's funny.
I got a haircut yesterday.
There it goes. I seen you. Oh, it must have been traumatic.
Oh, it was just big pile of hair.
Man, Prue says, yeah, Zai, me too. I once opened up one of those magazines that was lying on the train, and I thought my brain cells actively trying to escape. Oh my God. Hey, I mean, hell, you go into a doctor's office and you see some of those, you flip through the magazines and they have those like full page ads for like medications. And
Oh yeah.
and the top quarter of it is like, you need this because there's something wrong with you. Like, are your eyelashes too short? You need to take this drug. And then the whole rest of it is like micro writing of like the side effects. But the top of it is like blasting you with, you suck, there's something wrong with you. Do you bounce your knee when you sit down? There's something wrong with you. You've got restless leg syndrome. I'm just like,
And it's like the drugs that are there are like the side effects are 50 times worse than what they cure.
yeah, yeah. Oh man.
It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, she might look good in that bikini, but now she's got a leaky anus or something. No. Like,
Yeah. Prue says, I have a body and I feel like going to the beach. So yes, exactly.
hi, Prue.
Exactly. You oh man. Video is all there's a difference. No, but yeah, I just it just cracks me up with how it, just how those things, how we not just gravitate towards those things, but they so many people gravitate towards them because it works.
Yeah.
Apparently, it does work, and then yet at the same time, it it makes us feel dirty. You know,
I
it's
don't I don't understand the human psychology behind that. It's crazy.
it is, and I I understand it, but I dislike the fact that it's crept into our role playing community where, um, you know, if you're playing wrong, if you create this character for this game this way, you know, you're
Yeah.
playing Dungeons and Dragons wrong, and it's just like, am I doing it wrong?
Meanwhile, like in the first edition books, is like just covers and pages of half naked women or
Yep,
like,
yep. Zymox says, I've lost many shameful nights on BuzzFeed. I won't lie.
oh man.
Oh, what's there's a television show here, TMZ, where they like, you know, they sit around and like trash, you know, they um famous people because like the paparazzi will put a flashlight in their face and it's red carpet stuff, or someone's coming out of a supermarket or whatever, and it just like, so and so looks terrible without makeup, and it's like, are you kidding me?
Like you look terrible with makeup. Shut up.
Exactly. The paparazzi gets mugged in the face, and they're just like, he injured me. That's not right. I'm going, dude, if I came into your bathroom with a big giant halogen bulb and a camera, my iPhone, and took pictures of you, you'd be pretty pissed too. Oh man. I was at work. We were talking about the royals. Here in the States, we don't have our own royals, so we have to like adopt them from England, and they were talking about like an article where, it's constant with the do's and don'ts of being a royal, and I'm thinking in my head, like, you better not catch a cold and have like a little snotty, or it was an article about how you're not supposed to, the ladies are not supposed to take their hands and brush hair out of their face. Right? It's somehow some kind of faux pas or something, right? Like they're not allowed to, like, the wind blows in a strand of hair, they're not allowed to take their fingers and brush it back behind their ear because they're not supposed to bring their hands up to their face. And I'm thinking, what if a gnat flew by, or an errant eyelash fell out, or the wind blows? Are you kidding me? Like, you're just a normal human being. If somebody, God, I would hate to have to be perfect all the time. That just...
Oh, I remember all that hoo-ha about the royal weddings. Like, you'd think it was like someone here getting married as much as they covered it.
Yeah. Yeah. Zymox says, and here I was thinking that was the primary role of my hands. Yeah, you better not use your hands to do stuff with them. It's just like, wow, that's crazy. That's,
what are they supposed to use? Their fucking feet? Like,
yeah, I know. But we are primarily into role playing, and I remember watching a video by Cody Lewis for Taking 20, and he was talking about the proliferation of wow, just how did my name just forget? Why did my brain just go?
Who knows?
Yeah. Anyway, talking about online gaming, and about how more and more people want to get into the role, ROLE, as opposed to the ROLL, in that it's a game, right?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, well,
it's role play, not role play.
Right. And it makes me wonder, like, are people trying to compare their games to professional improv actors? Are there actual players out there who feel like they're doing it wrong, like, and not allowing themselves to have the fun that they should be having in our community? I sometimes I wonder about that a little bit. Like, are there actually, like, young people saying, "Hey, let's get together and play D&D," and then at the end of the game they're going, "Well, I felt like I had fun, but it wasn't like those guys on
Critical Role."
Yeah, Critical Role. Yeah, it's like, well, honestly, you probably had more fun. These people are like friends and actors, and they've been doing live streaming for a long time. Like, don't compare yourself to that. You cannot compare yourself to that. Are you having fun? You're doing it right.
Exactly.
But could someone be convincing themselves that they're not having the fun they should be having?
I think it's entirely possible. I mean, you've got both sides of the extreme, with people who are all about the mathematics and the rolling dice and stuff, where it's like every action is boiled down to a percent chance of, I have 11.5% chance of hitting him a second time, so I'm not going to take it. And then you've got people who are, yeah, I'm going to pick up a chair and throw it. Like, no, I'm not proficient in throwing chairs, but I'm going to do it anyway because it's fun.
Exactly. Yeah, Mike Gould summed it up. This is I know my players don't mind role playing, but they want to roll dice and break stuff. Know your audience, DMs. Yeah, exactly. You play to your audience if that's what you. If it's the whole thing of if you're having fun, you're doing it right. There's no need to compare it to someone else, and it doesn't even matter about the rules, right? If in your game. I don't know. I saw on one thread or something, someone was like, yeah, we don't even use armor class. We just roll for damage. And like, we don't even roll to hit. Like that's how we do it. And I'm thinking, well, I don't know if I would do it that way, but guess what? It works for you. So whatever. Yeah. I mean, okay, maybe if you join someone else's table, you might have to go, hey, this is how we used to do it. And, we have to talk about how we're going to play and blah, 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 and come to a consensus. But other than that, whatever. I'm old school, and we always did when you roll a d20, 1 is a fumble and 20 is a crit.
Right.
That's not a thing. That's not a universal.
And that was something that I actually had a lot of trouble getting over. It's like, you mean I don't automatically fail? What?
Yep. It's not a thing, and you like you said, well, you got to get over it. But okay, well, in this game, this is how we do it. That's fine. Hey, I played with I guess you could call it staggered initiative or announcement initiative. Like everyone rolled initiative, and the person at the bottom declared what they were going to do, and then we went from the top down, kind of thing. It was we did that, and it worked out. For our table, it worked out really well, but to describe it, everyone was just like, what the hell? Jesus, dude, it must have taken you forever. I mean, but it was so smooth for us, it worked. And mind you, we didn't describe I'm going to run to the door, unlock it, go. Like, it wasn't that. It was like, I'm going to cast a spell, I'm going to attack, I'm going to dodge, I'm going to take cover, I'm going to move. Like, that's how we did it from bottom up. And then from the top down, if you said I was going to cast a spell, but instead do something else, you had a penalty to it, right? Or hey, I'm going to run to the door. So the person with the higher initiative is like, oh, they're going to run to the door, so I'm going to go to the door first, because whatever. Anyway, I'm not describing it right, but Scott posts. Yeah, it's pretty neat. Says, talking about the royals, it says maybe servants dedicated to different tasks run to different members of the family tending their nano needs, like hair fixing and nose scratching, up to holding and turning pages of a book and feeding.
They can certainly afford it.
Hey, I don't want to be that person with the nose tissues that has to twist them so they can go up their nose and get the little nose goblins out before they go out in public. Because there's got to be somebody that does that. Because there's no way your nose doesn't run ever in public. But if it happens that one time, guaranteed, all over the papers and wow.
Oh, I get paranoid about not getting on my mustache. Like, I can't even imagine having to worry about somebody else's not getting on me.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I just saw that. Sorry, Gnu. It's off to work. Yeah. Yeah, Mike Gould says, yeah, I remember declaring your actions before initiative. Yeah, and old school, we used to roll our initiative every single round, so you never knew. You could be last one round and then royal bum wiper. Sorry. You could be last one round and then first the next round. You just never knew. Yeah, we played declaring your initiative, declaring your actions before initiative. Yeah, we did that.
I remember Deadlands just, all right, draw your cards for initiative. Oh, you got a Joker. Well, guess you're not going this round. Oh, you got a Joker again. Not going again. Like
Deadlands, yeah. Oh man, Deadlands. I had so much fun with Deadlands.
I did too.
It's not everyone is into Western style games, but yeah.
Western is so fun though, just at least to me, yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, here's something I meant to bring up, but we got sidetracked a lot. And it is part of the theme.
Okay.
Character archetypes. Or not. Yeah. I'm not talking about the barbarian half orc. I'm talking about like the dumb brute,
Yeah.
or where it's
Yeah.
like he's so dumb he doesn't have any social skills. All he can do is go me smash or grog hit thing. Like can't do anything else than just attack something, and like that's the character.
Yeah. Oh man. So sorry in the chat. Mike says, "I'm so glad I get to pay for the Royal Orifice wipers." And Mike says, "Lord of the Orifice, please don't make a role playing game about that. Please don't write the rules down." I think the only thing worse than that would be what is it? The game Fatal, I think is the one. That's pretty horrific. So yeah, Lord of the Orifice. But yeah, the dumb brute, the
loner rogue,
the loner rogue. You got to have the oh man, every class, or not just every class, but there's always that. How many other archetypes are there?
There's the crafter that doesn't want to do anything but craft.
Yep. Yep. What are you doing? I'm collecting things for my alchemical experiments.
Yeah.
You're not going on the adventure? No. I'm crafting more things. Okay. You don't have a life? Nope. I'm just crafting. I'm crafting another object. It's like, oh my God. Or even the you got to have the arrogant wizard.
Oh yeah.
I'm powerful and arrogant, and I blast everything that I see, and don't really care what what damage I do. Of course, you have to have the bardic seducer.
Seduction bard,
yeah, seduction bard. Anything with two legs and looks relatively cute, gotta go up to it and try to seduce it.
Michael, the thief that steals from every single person, including the party.
Oh, okay. We got to break this down because the thief that steals from the party, right? Okay.
So stupid.
How so stupid. Okay. You are the person who's the best at sneaking around, because we already know that because you've been backstabbing and sneak attacking all the enemies. You claim you have like poisons. You sit in the background with your cloak pulled over because you're sneak mister or whatever. And then stuff goes missing in the group, and you're wondering why everyone's looking at you as the prime suspect. Like, really? There's 4 of you. One of you is good at stealing things.
Yeah.
And when something goes missing, you as a player are like, why is everyone looking at me? I didn't do it. It's like
I'm the thief. 3 party members, all of their stuff is getting taken. My stuff isn't. And I seem to be gaining more money.
Yeah. Ooh, Scott Poe, the awful stupid paladin. Oh my God. Yeah. You know what? They've gotten rid of it, but in the 2E days, I hear you. It was hated in his day. My 2E party had one. Oh my God. The lawful.
There's also the chaotic stupid, which is
the person who wants to play chaotic neutral.
Yeah.
And the minute you hear that, you're just like, please don't do it.
And the thing is, chaotic neutral is my favorite class. Or not class, but
alignment. Yep.
And then I've got all these other assholes ruining it for me.
Yeah. Bruce says, session 0 can help, yes, but sometimes people are just wang rods. Then session 0 won't help at all. We have to learn to just recognize that certain players don't belong to certain games, and that's okay. Really I agree with you. Session 0 should help that out, but you're right. Some people will agree to everything, and they still come in the game and just act a fool. And you're like, we talked about this already. Jesus, Yeah, some people want to play the character that likes to poke other people. The assassin that loves to get under the skin of the paladin, just because they're the paladin. Like I'm gonna backstab and poison everybody because this other guy is lawful good. And it's like you don't. It's not a competition on whose alignment is the most effective, right? It's just be a character. You don't have to do that. Yeah, Mike. Adventurers are a mercenary group who are armed and dangerous, and you steal from them. Exactly. Like, why
There's
would you?
also two, I think, two cleric archetypes, which is the cleric of atheism, which is dumb. And then there's the cleric of whatever sex god or goddess there is.
Yeah, yeah. So someone always wants to be that person that has to
Yeah.
like it's not introducing romance, it's just introducing the you eye roll and just like, all right, you
Like
don't have.
I heard of one, and it's really bad, where the cleric, to heal people, she made them like drink milk from her, kind of thing.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's NC-17. That's adult. Hey, who's joined us?
This is frame shifted over here. I
Who?
just saw the link and wondering.
Ah,
And
Should
just
I
one.
pop back out?
No,
no, you can stay.
depends on if you know what the hell we're talking about.
Well,
Hello?
I missed the first part. Tell me what the subject is. I'll see if I can help.
Oh, no. This is my channel. It's RPG with DBJ, and this week we were just talking about all the things that like just annoy the hell out of us in in role playing, just role playing tropes, man. We're just going over a ton of like role playing tropes.
And we
Dungeons
are
and
live on
Dragons.
YouTube, so
And we are live. So remember, you're being recorded.
Okay.
Not for you.
okay.
That's all right, man. Have a good one.
Yeah. All right. You too.
All right, now. Yeah, I think it was in law. Mike Gould says lawful good has become synonymous with religious nut.
Yeah.
Yeah, is Scott poses. By the way, I think we could play any of those stereotypes in fun for the table. It might be the player is too serious or not separating game from self. I definitely agree with that. Like some people want to play the religious nut and take it like a little too seriously. It's
Yeah.
like don't do that. Don't, especially in a fictional medieval world where there's like 30 different gods and goddesses and stuff. Like whatever,
It's like you can play one of those archetypes and it'd be all right. But if you take it too far, like to the extreme, then it becomes a real problem. Like the dumb brute. Like it's okay to have a barbarian that's not really that smart, but you should probably have some wisdom and some kind of people skills just to be able to make it through life.
Yep. Uh, absolutely. The war tempest. Michael brings up the war tempest clerics who just want to be destructive. It's just it's crazy. Like, it's like you said, with the dumb brute, the pyromancer wizard, the tempest cleric or war cleric. It's like, hey, I just want to destroy things. Like, dude, we're having very tense negotiations with the enemy. It's like, no, let's kill them, let's just strike them, let's burn down the building. It's like, really?
Or the hyper focused character that's like only good at like killing giants. But we're underground in the Underdark fighting drow. Like, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And then they get pissed off when they're not fighting them. It's like, why did you make your character so hyper focused on one thing? Bruce says, the player that refuses to follow any plot hooks.
Oh, yeah. Like, oh, look, a plot hook. Let's run the other way.
Yeah. If it looks like what the DM wants, the character will go somewhere else. Yep, absolutely. It's like someone says, hey, guess what? I've got this great adventure. It's on this deserted island, and I have all these great things. You guys want to play? They go, yeah, sure. Okay, so you get to the game, and you're like, okay, so are you guys going to book passage to you've got this map, and you're going to book passage, and one person's like, yeah, my character doesn't like to sail.
Yeah.
Wait, what? I don't get on boats. He doesn't swim, and yeah, I really just want to buy a tavern. And you're going like, what? Why did you make a character an adventurer then? That's not an adventurer.
Like, there's this one thing someone told me about how she DM'd. The entire premise was getting off of an island being overrun by undead. And then the party spent 3 sessions building a cabin in the woods. And then the undead overran them and killed them all. Like,
yeah, we tend to have some bizarre, like, why are you sitting still and being, I don't know, domestic, I guess.
yeah.
Hey, baby, love you. Yeah. The pacifist adventure in a monster.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. In a monster killing game, it sucks. So, like, and then the player gets mad that they're forced into situations where they have to kill things.
Oh, the trap GM. Like, the ones that come up with the whole, well, now you have a choice. Either kill the baby orc or let it live. Either way, you're losing your paladin powers.
Yep. It's the moral. What is it? The moral quandary.
Yeah.
Situation where no matter what you choose, you lost. It's like, well, if you don't kill the orc babies, you're letting evil run around. But if you kill them, you're being evil and you're a baby killer. What are you gonna do? It's like, really? Like, you're gonna set somebody up that way? Players who want to settle down, the worst players. Yeah. Settle down. I want to open a business. Okay, so roll for initiative on who gets to stock the shelves first. And yay.
It's like, all right, you want to settle down? Fine. Your character settles down and has a nice life. Now make a character that's an adventurer.
Ooh, yeah. Prue says adversarial DMs and adversarial players.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people just want to argue everything. I did an old video about they're not playing the game, they're playing the player that plays the GM. Like, they're playing them psychologically with their attitude to get what they want. Not even they're not even a rules lawyer. They're just, they pout and fold their arms because, I don't know, the DM rolled a high roll and their character was killed or something. And then they sit there pouting and stuff. I'm like, you didn't let me use blank and blank and blank. And you're like, well, it wasn't your turn. And we are playing a game where you have a chance of dying. You're just being unfair, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, adversarial players and adversarial GMs, man. I don't know how many there are, but
I think the tale of Old Man Henderson is the best example of that kind of thing.
Old Man Henderson? Where's that from?
Oh, it's amazing. I'll have to link it to you.
Okay. Oh man, yeah.
It's a Call of Cthulhu game.
Is it?
Yeah.
Prue brings up constantly testing boundaries, constantly trying to one up others. That's annoying too. The barbarian that is always trying to be better than the paladin character, who that player's trying to be better than. I want to do more damage than the other one, and I, the I don't know, the rogue that wants to sneak better than the ranger who wants to sneak better than the rogue, and they're trying to like out sneak each other or something. I'm going to out seduce the barmaid. No, I'm going to out seduce you to out seduce the barmaid. And it's like, oh, really? Seriously? 8-bit theater RPG? Is that a real thing?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, shit. Michael, the player who wants to be everywhere all the time. They want in on everything the other players are doing. Yeah.
That's like the opposite of the all I do is craft one. It's like,
yep.
Like, oh, do I hear that? Do I hear that? Can I roll a perception to hear that? Like,
yep. The someone opens a chest in a corner. Do I see what's in it? Like, dude, you were across on the other side of the room. You said you were doing something else. Yeah, but I saw them open it, so I should see what's inside of it. You're going like, really? No, you said you were doing something else. Like you know, I've played in games where players are just like, so everyone make a perception roll, and somebody's like, well, I wouldn't bother making one because my character's asleep. And I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
Just role play your character. I'm not here to kill you. I'm just here to make a story. Like, everyone doesn't have to be everywhere all the time to see everything. You know what I mean? That's the point. That's the purpose of transferring the spotlight around. If one player is the ranger and they go off as a scout and they see something, it's their job to come back and tell everybody what's going on. And that's their spotlight. And then now that they've told you, maybe now it's your spotlight. Yeah, spotlight hugger. Yeah, it's like, it's mine. I need to be seen. I need to be heard first all the time. Oh man. That's something that's pretty annoying. JP says some players are kind of hyperactive. Some are malicious in the way they try to control the scene, but others are more benign or just too excited to play. And you know what? That's reading the room, right? I mean, it's true. Some people are just excited and they don't realize their excitement level. Like, they're just really excited to be part of the game. Because you'll see that, especially with newer players, when they'll say like, my character's going to hit the orc, and then when the orc goes down, I'm going to then jump off of his body, and then I'm going to swing on a chandelier, and then I'm going to pull out a flask and light it on fire, and then I'm going to, and you're like, whoa, calm down. I hear you, but relax a little bit, calm down. Okay, we're going to do one of these things one at a time, all right? Let somebody else do something, and that's just out of excitement. But some people are just like malicious and vile with it, like, well, you know, I go first and I do this, and every time someone else tries to do something, they try to like insert themselves into the action some kind of way. And that's super annoying, super annoying.
It really is.
Yeah, it's just like, whoa. Or the person that tries to steal other people's spotlight. I'm just making an example there. The characters are all surrounded by enemies, and that one character always wants to attack the enemies the other players are focused on. You know, the cleric is, you know, I want to bring down fire from the sky to attack the ogre. And one player's like, no, I'm going to attack that ogre. It's like, dude, you've got your own, and like, do your own thing. We're all fighting back to back here. You do your thing. Let me do my thing. Don't jump into my action to take away my spotlight. It's like, you know, especially if you're the DM and you want to give everybody their thing to do. That's annoying when you have one player trying to run around and steal other people's glory. You know, and you're going, dude, I even designed it. I even gave you something for you to do. Why are you doing other people's jobs? Like, this is your chance. Oh my God.
Why didn't Frodo just use the Force?
Vince says, I once had a player who would constantly argue why he couldn't do things he could do in his favorite MMORPG. Yeah. Sometimes you'll get those, or the person who saw their favorite movie or read their favorite book and is wondering why they can't just do the things, do the things that are in the book. You know.
Oh yeah, you can't do that, GM. It's like, yeah, you're just knocked out now. Like, why? Did I hear anything? No. Well, can I roll? No, you're just knocked out.
Yeah. You can't do. Yeah. It's the you're not on my railroad. You're thinking of something that doesn't go to my plot. So no, you can't do that. It's like, not even a little bit. Nope. You can't do it.
No, I mean, I think there's a way to do that. Like, you pass a note to the players like, hey, to push the story along, I'm going to need you to be knocked out. Like, I'll give you something in return later, but for now, could you please do this for me to help the story?
Exactly. That's where things like what is in Cypher System, that's where GM intrusions come in. And it's done that way in other games where there's an actual rule that says, hey, the GM can suggest something automatically happens, but then you give the player some kind of like Benny. I think in Cypher System, you get was essentially an experience point that you can spend like a Benny, or keep it for your character so they can grow. But you can hand out inspiration, fate points, whatever the game is, right? And just say, hey, listen, you know, all of you you're in the Underdark, and all of you are hit with a poison dart, and you pass out. And guys, I know, you know, this is the end of the game. This is our cliffhanger. You know, here's inspiration for everybody. We're going to start the game next, and because maybe the next game is they're captured by Drow and they go down to a Drow city or something, right? Yeah. And you want it to happen. But another thing too is that trust. Like if you're a good GM and your players trust you and you have a good relationship with them, I wouldn't have a problem with it at all. If my game master says, guys, I'm leaving this at a cliffhanger, it'll pay off at the end or whatever, I'd be like, sure, fine, whatever, we get captured, whatever. Especially if the next part of the story is now I get to do whatever I want, right? I get to escape. I get to feel out what the story is, not just, no, you can't do that. And
like it'll turn a hack and slash into a great escape scene or something. It's like there's a way to handle that a lot of GMs I've seen just don't have the ability to.
Yeah. Even Jared says, this can also be a problem with the GM not being fast enough for the players. Yeah. And they end up getting hung up or struggle to catch up to what the players want to do. And again, that's that thing about synergy, right? If you're a player and you know your GM's a little bit hung up, don't fold your arms and stare them in the face and like basically point out the quote unquote mistake they're making. Role play amongst yourselves. Let the person have a little time to think about it. Like that's where that comes from. That's where that synergy is. Like, you know, in your mind, you're like, he's probably got we did kind of make a left turn. So, okay, well, let us just role play with each other, talk with each other, and have our little, you know, conflicts and a little drama and whatnot amongst ourselves as the adventuring party, and let the GM give them a couple of heartbeats and go, okay, wow, okay, they went left, so no, all right, let me write some notes down. Okay, guys, listen, and then they can come right on back in, and the game doesn't stop. You know what I mean?
Mike Gould's the players that try to undercut the DM.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. The person who always wants to insert, like, because he says, well, maybe in your world I roll, like, you know, it's the what do you call Bruce says, I think strangulation's okay here. Yeah, the person who keeps inserting it's the well actually, right? Like it's the person that keeps inserting, well, you know, really in this world there would be, or, you know, normally in everybody else's setting they have a, you know, it's I'm going to keep pointing out your mistakes or your inconsistencies to everyone kind of person instead of just going with it. You know,
there's an argument on the Starfire or Starfinder forums right now about the Star Shaman's ability to fly in space and whether or not that 20-foot flight in space keeps going, like in stacks every round to let them reach like the speed of light or some crap. Like, why does it matter?
Right. It's just a thing. You move 20 feet, leave it at that. Yeah. I mean, I get the whole, we want real world physics, but it's like, it's a game. Those are the rules. Like those are the rules of the world. Just go with it. Don't try to break, try to break the rules because you want some kind of advantage or something.
It's like the peasant rail cannon.
Vincent, can I roll acrobatics to seduce the barmaid? Yeah. Oh man. Can I use my one highest skill for everything? I want to use acrobatics to pick the lock. Can I use acrobatics to convince the guard that I'm not a thief?
Can I use seduction on the door to open it? Like, it works on women.
Oh man. Oh geez. Joseph Keenan, Cartman voice. This is my universe, guys. Yeah. Oh man. But Guys, we're running a little late here. I do have to go up to work. Thanks you guys for joining in. Keep all this in mind when we come in tomorrow. I will be posting up the thumbnail. It's not as obnoxious as the one yesterday, but it's up there. I'm probably going to statch one of the ones I post up in the Discord. But yeah, got to go to work. Got to get ready. Thank you so much for being fans. I will be doing. I'm not sure when I'll be doing them, but I will be doing like shorter videos. So if you guys are get notifications or something for my channel, you'll see them come up. The shorter videos won't be live at all. They'll just be recorded and stuff. So everybody have a good day. Zala,
Have fun.
thank you for joining me. Hey, everybody have a good one. I will see you tomorrow. See ya.